Imagine being a single parent, all alone, full-time work, full-time school, no help from anybody, not even your community.
My son, he has a disability. He's a preschooler, and it has been very difficult with me finding childcare for him because of his disability.
I am trying hard to have a brighter future, not only for myself, but for my daughter.
The Western New York Women's Foundation has worked tirelessly for over 20 years to advocate for women.
The Western New York Women's Foundation is a data-driven, respected voice in our community, working on issues affecting women. This organization recognizes that one policy can change the lives of thousands of women.
There's about 100,000 children in the Western New York region under the age of 6. And so we want to make sure that children and their families are supported. So without the Western New York Women's Foundation, who would be speaking up for young children?
So we ask ourselves every day, what is the relevance of Western New York Women's Foundation? What happens if we don't exist? And we know that the leading voice for women, for gender equity, and particularly for childcare as an essential workforce support would not exist in this community if it wasn't for this organization.
Our work is more important than ever before as our resources are stretched to the breaking point during this crisis.
It's a very hard balance to try to work from home, or if you're an essential worker like myself, to go into work and not have childcare. So it's really important that these services are given to the community so that we can make ends meet.
These programs and how far they reach, they're not just reaching, young women, but they're reaching like another generation on top of this one.
The challenges that I'm facing right now are difficult, but they're not unique. And the Women's Foundation is working to help to make those difficulties a little bit less severe. I am one of those parents that have benefited from the Western New York Women's Foundation.
And we know that policymakers and decision makers are much more apt to listen when we are united in our voices, and particularly those who are contributing to the region's success are a part of that and a part of that movement. We know that it will only have really positive benefits for young children.
And we know that the influence that we can have over systems change, and particularly policy and funding being driven to our region, would not exist if the Western New York Women's Foundation did not exist.
It's the Western New York Women's Foundation and the SPREE program that are helping women like me.
The person that you're investing in today may be just the person who solves and makes a big problem for us. Your support means we can keep pushing forward to make life easier for women in our community.